Tal Style Nicky G here. Alright, so today I'm going to show you guys these apps that I've been talking about so much lately. Now, you do need to have root privileges in order to use these. If you do not know what root is, you can look up on YouTube how to root your particular type of phone. I do want to warn you though that when you do root your phone, it does void your warranty and it does open up your phone to pure awesomeness. You can literally do anything that you want to your phone, including destroy it. So I'm not held responsible for anything that happens to your phone if you do decide to root it or use anything that I show you in this video today. So the first thing I want to tell you about these modules is the fact that they're awesome because you don't have to flash them. They're kind of just like overlay apps. You don't have to really like change any APKs or alter anything about the system on your phone. So for instance, if you apply these settings to your phone and you don't want them, it's just as simple as unenabling the module, as they're called, and doing a soft reboot to your phone, which is exactly what you did to enable the options, and then you do the same thing to disable. Now I do want to warn you, it is possible to boot loop your phone or soft brick it with these applications, but it's not what you think. It's not that kind of a brick. So for instance, I'll show you, if any case you do actually boot loop your phone or whatnot, what you're going to have to do is start your phone up into the what's it called, the your SD card, basically, whatever that forget what that's called. Anyway, you boot your phone up so you can get to your SD card. You go into your internal SD card and you're going to search for a file called exposed disabled. You see it over here, it's that zip file over here to the left. You find that and you delete it. When you delete that, it simply unenables all the modules, and then when you restart your phone starts up as normal, and then you just go ahead into the module that had the specific modification or the option that you enabled and just disable it, because obviously that's not going to work for your phone. It's going to boot loop it. Now what I mean by that is there's many different things you can do with each module depending on the module. So yes, you can disable certain parts of it or not use certain configurations in the module, because all it takes is one configuration to boot loop your phone or whatever. Now actually, before I go into this app, I want to show you what this app can do. If you look up at my status bar, you notice how it's very blacker than usual than the stock one, as well as the fact that my 4G, my reception bars and my time are all in green instead of the stock white. If I scroll this down, you can see my notification text is also in green, as well as my quick settings, my Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, GPS. The text is also in green, and when I highlight, it gives me a nice green highlighted color. And if you have a Galaxy S3, you can compare and see that my quick settings up here are actually different than yours. These are all things you can do with this app. Go into my settings here, show you a little bit of something else. You can change the holo background theme. As you can see, mine's a flame in here, as well as my divider lines are blue instead of the stock gray. These are just some of the great things that you can do with these modules, even more than just visual settings too. So the first thing you're going to need to do is download and install an app called Exposed Installer. Now, I'm pretty sure that I didn't download this off of the Google Market, so I don't know if it's on the Google Market. If it is on the Google Market and it does cost anything, I'm not going to tell you that you could just go to the Google browser on your phone and type in the Exposed Installer APK and probably download it for free. I believe I got mine for free, so don't do that. Make sure you go to the Google Market and support the developer and pay for it if it is a paid-for app. So anyway, when you're in the app and you open it up, and as you see here, I got white and blue text. That's actually something else I did with these modules too. First thing you're going to do is go into the framework. Now in the framework, you're going to have to install this to your phone. So go ahead and hit the install. It'll do a fast little install to your phone and then do a soft reboot. Once you do that, you're ready to play with the app. First thing you're going to do is go into the downloads after you install. Now in here, it's pretty cool because it tells you the updates for the modules that you already have, if there's any available, and there's a list here in alphabetical order of all these different modules. And when you do download one of the modules, it does disappear from the list, so you won't be reading the same one twice. As you can notice, there's a little description under each one, and let's see if I can find a good one in here to show you a little bit about what they do. Well, here you go. Right here you can see this one tells you which phone that these are made for. And I do want to let you know that not all these modules, not everything in these modules will work on every phone. For instance, I use a couple, I think 2 of the modules I have are made for the Nexus. So therefore, not all the features in the module work, but you know, the things I want out of them work, so I'm using them. Also, if you download a module that, let's say, colors your status bar, and among other things, and then you download another module that does different things, but also does have the option to color the status bar, one module may overpower the other one. Meaning, like, let's say you set your status bar to be transparent, and the other module doesn't have that option, you can only choose a color, so now your module's blue. Well, if that's the case, then you're just going to have to go to the overpowering module and just configure the way you want your status bar to look from that one. I mean, that's just common sense. So let's see. Still trying to find one here. There we go. This one. There you go. Now you can see it gives you a little list of everything that the module does. So it's not like you're just going to download these things blindly. You know, you're going to download them. You can see what they do before you get them. So after you download the module, then you're going to go into the modules option here, and you can see where the check mark is to the left. That's how you enable and disable the module. Some modules you can enable and disable inside the actual app or module. So for instance, let's say I colored my status bar and it boot looped my phone, which is not going to happen. I doubt that because it didn't happen to me, and I haven't boot looped it yet. So you come over here, you check off the module that you want to activate, and you do a soft reboot to your phone, and boom, it's active. You want to deactivate it, you simply uncheck it, do a soft reboot, and boom, it's not active anymore. So a couple of these good ones are pretty cool. For instance, the top one here that I don't have enabled is called App Settings. This is a pretty cool one. I downloaded it in case I would ever want to use it. You can actually change text size and window size and all types of things about individual apps. Not to mention, you can revoke permissions as well. You can hide status bars for specific apps and whatnot, and that's a pretty cool thing. Down here at XBlast Tools, this was something I downloaded to change around some of the visual settings in my phone. For instance, as you can see up here, status bar. Okay, gives you the option to do custom texts, which most phones do anyway, so that's not really that big of a deal. Here we go, clock settings. This is where I colored my clock green. Not to mention that I can center it. I can set the clock so it's in the center of my status bar rather than all the way to the right. We have some icon things here. Let's see. Smart alarm's pretty cool. If you don't like a lot of clutter in your status bar and you have your alarms on all the time like I do because I use it to wake up for work every day, I have it set so it hides that alarm. It won't show me the alarm signal, but I can choose an interval in which to show it. So for instance, 6 hours before my alarm goes off is when it'll actually show the notification, and I don't really sleep more than 6 hours a night anyway, so it's always on before I go to sleep, so I can always look at my phone and see that my alarm is ready to go before I fall asleep. Also in there, should have went back in there, you can also color the Wi-Fi signal. This is where I actually did it from a different app, but you just click on the box next to it. That will put the check mark in it, and then you can click on the box all the way to the right, the bigger square. That'll give you the option to color. There's so many other things here. We got visual tweaks, the Holo theme. Toast. If you ever use a task killer or ever have those little notifications that pop up at the bottom of your screen, that's Toast. You can change the color and the background of that. Full screen caller photo. That doesn't work on my phone, but it may work on yours. Here's some miscellaneous tweaks. Advanced power off menu. So instead of just having power off, restart, and airplane mode, you can add soft reboot. You could do a fast reboot. You can do a screenshot. Low battery warnings, you can turn them off. That one doesn't particularly work on my phone. And a lot of these you could just reboot right from the app. So you do what you want, you hit soft reboot. You're going to be doing a lot of soft rebooting, one right after another, just till you get everything the way you want it. So there's nothing wrong with that. Here's another one that's pretty cool. This one is the one that quick settings toggle. I actually use this to change my quick settings up here from the stock to what you see it now. You can change the color of the background of the tiles. to anything you want. So instead of them being this bluish gray color that I have up here, I can actually make the whole thing green if I wanted to. And then there's themes that you can choose from. You can see the one that I have chosen, as well as there's other ones that are colors in the stock. Gravity box. Now this one overpowers my XBlast tools. So this is where the status bar tweak, and the color, if I go into here, it's making my status bar black, and the transparency option isn't particularly working on my phone. And since this is the overpowering app, then I can't have a transparent bar if this app, which is overpowering, won't allow me to. Whereas the other one did. I had no problem with it. So, these are just some things you may run into, but hey, you don't have to flash them or nothing or change anything about your phone. It's well worth it. So here you go. You got the status bar icon colors, data activity colors. There's just so much different stuff that you could do with these. Here we go. Here's a good one. Where is it? Ongoing data clock, ongoing notification, battery indicator. There was, maybe it was in the other one. Oh, here we go. This is where I want to go to. Hardware key actions. Now this is another cool thing. You can change the long press action of your phone, the menu key long press, the menu key double tap, something you can add, your home key long press, your back key long press. You can add a couple other ones, volume key, cursor control. What that does, you can change that so your volume up button doesn't volume up, it does something else. Miscellaneous tweaks, that's not really too much, it's just margins and stuff. Power tweaks, screenshot and power mode and power menu, low battery warning off. Here's another, see, like I said, another mod that doesn't that gives you the same option. It's just really great. Disable the charging LED. I have it set so when I unplug my phone from the charger, it doesn't wake the screen up. The screen stays off. So these are all different things you could do. You could skip your boot up animation. There's so many different ones. Check them out. Greenify is another one that I actually downloaded before I've even had this. It just so happens it works with this as well, because a lot of these modules will not work with anything other than Xbose Installer. Gravity Box is not available on the Google market. That's a mod that I had to get somewhere else. It is on the list though, but you download it from a site. So in that case, you want to go into your settings, okay, and you want to go down to your security settings, and you want to make sure, if you look down here, unknown sources, allow installation of apps from sources other than the Play Store. You want to make sure you have that checked off, or otherwise you're not going to be able to download anything from anywhere else other than the Google market. It's more like a safety precaution. That's where they put it in your phone. So here you go. These are basically some of the ones that I have. Like I was saying, Greenify is cool. It actually is an app that force closes applications for you if you don't want them running in the background or whatnot. I've been searching for something like that since like 2 phones ago. So it's great to actually have something like that on your phone. Like I said, they all do require root to have these. So go ahead and download it, play around with it, see how you like it. Let me know if you find anything that I didn't find yet, or if you find modules that aren't on the list elsewhere that you could also do the same kind of stuff with, because I'd like to know that. All right, so Taos Down Nikki G with another great app for you. So enjoy.